Just get going. All right. We were talking about proposals for Cardano4Climate, and in particular the Eastern Town Hall. And Dylan, you were interested. I was also talking with somebody, and they said Mie Tran from the Eastern Town Hall is interested also in helping coordinate and facilitate there. So if maybe you want to reach out to her and see, she's participates in the Eastern Town Hall, and Nin sourced her and said that she would be interested in collaborating. So he sent her a telegram here. It's Mie Tran 0407 on Telegram.
Yeah, writing that down. Okay, that's a good idea. I guess so. A couple of things. I was talking to Yoram about this, and I'm happy to do it. I wanted to know the expectations. So what is expected from me to do this? I don't mind going to the town halls, speaking to and finding more people doing social impacts, climate-based projects, and onboarding them into Cardano4Climate. Generally do that anyway. If I find anyone that has something that's related, you know, direct them this way, get them onto the Telegram or Discord, get them in chatting, and introduce themselves to the group. But that's something that I don't mind doing. I'm just curious to know if I would have to like host, you know how you host the town hall, things like that. Would I have to host a C4C sort of Eastern? I mean, that's something I can definitely look at doing in the future, but I don't know if I'm ready for that just yet. I can obviously, you know, propose presentations about Cardano4Climate and getting feedback from the rest of the group, making sure it's all succinct with what we're doing, you know, inform people of, you know, like the carbon and impact fest, things like that. Any projects that's happening, inform Eastern Town Hall of exactly what we're doing, which, you know, is fine. My only concern is immediately, you know, hosting my own sort of hub. I guess once there's more people and I get more involved, that's something that probably just comes naturally to that. And then, yeah, just anything else. I mean, I figured that's, you know, what the job will entail. Obviously, I have concerns too. I mean, I'm working hard at, you know, work and algae farms and projects, and constantly doing interviews now and talking to, you know, like-minded people about getting these projects and assisting other people. Spoke to a gentleman from Berlin today who's doing a project on making biofuels from waste, and that's someone else that I sort of want to bring into the group as well. So there's lots of, you know, things happening there. I think, you know, because I'm working heavily in the climate, food, fuel, environment space, it makes sense to continue on. I mean, I really like this group and all the projects going on. So working to find solutions is really the main goal of us, I believe. So
yeah, I think
yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for that. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I was just saying, I think you have it right. Is I don't think we want to dictate how that group would form, other than I think like looking at kind of a holocratic model, you form a little C4C Eastern Town Hall, and then we coordinate and stuff, because and we could share events or have recordings or different things. But really, I'd love for the Eastern Town Hall people to really come up with what works for Eastern Town Hall for Cardano4Climate and how that might look over time. But I think the way you laid it out is kind of present it, keep people interested, share information is a great way to start. And the way I kind of see it is there's so many people in the impact space, and it's almost like a super saturated solution, and you just drop in as that first crystal and things start to grow around it. And then get Mie involved, get Blaine involved, get Joe involved. There's a lot of people connected that you all could probably meet and have meetings at a time that works way better for everybody over there. And
Yep.
then maybe occasionally somebody drops in here just as kind of that lead link or connector piece to bring information back. But I could see us using Discord or Telegram more often to communicate between the time zones and things. And
Yeah, Blaine and Joe are fantastic. So it would be great to get them a little bit more of a deeper role in C4C. That would definitely be beneficial to all of us. So you speak to Joe a lot on my Thursday, your Wednesday, and that's another good time with the Pacific. Great time for me. The Eastern Town Hall currently for me is like Saturday night at 7 p.m. So most of the time, it's only bi-weekly. So I will from now on, try to leave my calendar open for that. This probably the next one coming. I've already got an engagement booked, but apart from that, from now on, I can start to keep that open. That's not a problem. Yeah. Okay. So I guess from here I'll continue to discuss this with you and just sort of start it rolling with coordination of, you said, with the main group and what needs to be discussed. The Eastern Town Hall is obviously a very mixed ethnical and language group with Japanese, Indonesian, Chinese, Filipino, just Malaysian. Like there's a lot of languages happening in there, but there is the automatic translator, which is good, and I think that's something we could look at as well. I'll talk to Tran and whoever I can to see, if the main messages we're trying to get across, if we can get them translated too, I think it might be helpful initially. So we say, okay, we're the Cardano4Climate, this is what we do. We're looking for impact environmental projects and have them in the different languages. So those people in the main group, because there's quite a few, there's about 40 last time I went in, they can all then, read in their language, understand it is for them, and then start to, discuss things with people with different languages, because that's, there's a lot more people out there in the world that are speaking English than English speakers. So yeah, that's another thing that we can look at doing. The closest language apart from English for me is Italian, so I'm not all the Asian languages I'm not familiar with, but I'm sure that that's not something that we'll rule out. We just find a way to do that. Okay, so is there anything else to talk about regarding Eastern Town Hall at this stage?
I think it's quite cool that there are actually a lot of languages, and then the universal language of nature as another language, right? And everyone can jump in, and if he wants to hear about that from the different rooms, then can jump into this room, and then find a way to communicate around actually the projects that has been happening. I think that could be a cool idea for the town hall. And again, I'm sure just by that, but just by starting doing it, a lot of ideas will come, I think. And having Joe and Lane and everyone there together with that will be amazing. I think next steps is just to start, and then at the same time kind of make a proposal for that, and show that we started any way to do it. Anyway, we are a global community, and we started actually activities. And just make a proposal for that, and we can duplicate the one that is on Africa and see what we need to adjust just for something that you are comfortable with in terms of the timing, in terms of what you need to do or what you want to do, and the hours and the budget, and let's do it and publish it. That's what I think.
Having proposals in to do community hub operations, kind of like C4C has, would be amazing then, because we're already experimenting with kind of D-work and the bounties, and this could be a natural extension and open up those opportunities to Africa and the Eastern Townhall, just to get people involved and make sure it's not 100% volunteer, although there's clearly a lot of passion in the space, but Catalyst can help fund the stuff that we do, especially the infrastructure and the technology costs and all of that, but also people time. And one thing I would love to do is get all of this into Gimba Labs allocation 1, the next one, and get a larger allocation for Cardano4Climate overall, and having a good story with African and Eastern Townhall to reward Gimbals for community participation would be a really cool story to push there.
Agree. So, I mean, in terms of next steps for us, I don't know, Dylan, if you want to, I mean, because, I mean, we can give, just duplicate, if you want, you know, we can do it, but I mean, just duplicate the proposal that I sent to you and just say, change some text there about Asia, adapting it to Asia. And then we have a proposal to, you know, can share it with the team. And then if you're comfortable with it, we can launch it. I'm doing the same, by the way. We are doing the same. Sorry, with the Afia and Elias from regarding the African one and whoever wants to join Mercy. I think that will be a good way also to, it makes sense. If you have some time to go through that, just duplicate it, change whatever you want to change, and then let's just present it. It makes sense to you?
Yep. I've got I've got to do a few of my own proposals as well.
If it takes too much time, let me know. Let us know. I don't think I mean, the proposal is basically kind of written.
It is.
And I mean, it's not perfect. Maybe it tells what you want to do. But if it takes too much time, ask for help, and then we're going to help.
Yeah, I'll go through it, edit it, and then get you to have a look at it, to proof over it, and then we can propose it. I think that's a good idea. And you know, in the meantime, even if it doesn't get approved or whatever, I'll just continue, you know, trying to lead this anyway. So just it happens, because I mean, it'd be great if it gets funded, but it may not. And either way, you know, we should be trying to grow the group.
Yeah, but even if not, we might be able to channel some resources, right, from that we have in order to start having the hubs. I mean, we didn't use any of the resources we have yet, so, so we already got some proposal funded. So it's I mean, yeah. So based on the engagement and so on, we can start using them.
Have we updated our proposal spreadsheet with links to the different Google Docs yet?
No, so where we updated is your Miro board. The Miro board that you started, you uploaded some of the proposals that we want to do. And then, no, we didn't connect. I think Newman connected it to the one that is written, but there's only one written now. This one and maybe the challenge by Simon. So that's the two that is written for now, the challenge and the African one.
Okay, I have a placeholder for the DREP one, and maybe we should talk about that. We're dropping in a proposal for Cardano4Climate as a group to be a DREP, to focus on impact-related proposals and surfacing those in voting. Because I was at the initial DREP kickoff, and it was clarified that a DREP doesn't have to be one person. A DREP is really tied to a wallet. So we can have a Cardano4Climate wallet and represent as a group. And I think that would be a really cool experiment to say, hey, we're DREPing, and then maybe collect delegation, voting delegation based on people who want to vote for impact proposals.
I love it. This is nice, this one.
Hey, Nori, Tom here. Do you mind if Cardano for Seniors rips off your proposal for DREP?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Oh, you do mind?
I don't mind. No, I think.
Oh, you don't mind?
Yeah.
I think that's a phenomenal idea to do it as a group and an impact group like that. You know, Cardano community related like that. C4C, C4S. Great thought, I think.
Awesome. How old do you have to be a senior in Cardano?
Well, you know, Mercy reached out and I had a thought afterwards, and she asked me if I could change it to like Wisdom Council because she didn't want to identify as a senior. So my thought afterwards was, well, now if I decide to go to an African meeting and the woman Cardano for Woman meeting, would I have to identify as a female African in order to participate?
It's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
So
Cardano for Seniors
I said to,
it's inclusive.
Then
it just I'm just gonna butt in. It's inclusive. It just highlights and values senior perspectives, just like women, just like Africa, just like India, all the things that we do. It's not an exclusive thing. It's basically just to highlight and celebrate. It's a celebrate women, celebrate seniors. That's the thing.
It celebrate the climate. Exactly. And as I said to Mercy, I said, be happy. Most mammals in all ecosystems don't make it to this age.
Yeah, and I don't know. My wife will definitely treat me as a senior, but not as a wisdom. So I don't know. Maybe we want to continue with the proposals. So I share the mirror board that Nori prepared. If everyone sees, maybe I share my screen. Let's just nail this part. Makes sense. I mean, you see my screen, right? Because I think it can be anyone is interested to jump in one of them and also do them, but this is kind of ideas that came by different people. So C4C Africa and C4C Asia and C4C DRAP is kind of three that is on the go. We got to the challenges in a bit, and then we thought about one idea that came several times. I don't know if you want to pursue it, and this maybe actually Miro and Andre can help as well. We thought of actually making Cardano4Climate and kind of a registered NGO or foundation, a foundation that kind of we work under a legal entity somehow as a foundation. That was an idea that we thought about. So how you can connect communities basically to a legal foundation, right? I mean, that's an idea. Again, we need to see if we want to do it or not, but if anyone has an opinion on that. Then another very, very cool idea is actually to the developer ecosystem, is basically we can apply to ask funding in order to have funding to support library of impact tools, open source impact tools. So based on the needs of different projects, we can say, hey, we need now to develop this tool and we need $10,000 for that. And then we go basically, we have money to engage the developer community to build the tool. Okay, I don't know, again, what you think about it. That's kind of a brainstorming session that was and came up with this idea. Cross-chain impact group is, yeah, no, you want to say something on that?
No, I think that's a really great idea. And yeah, we should.
It's your idea, so.
Is it? I don't remember that at all.
Interesting. Do you guys, I can't find like a specific use case that would be, you know, specific for climate.
It's not for climate, it's for impact. I mean, I think what we want to prove there, is that climate-related dApps or application or projects need development. I need development tools. I need development of technology. And if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if tools can be specific to impact, or like if it makes sense to have a library of tools that are specific to impact. I can't find, at the top of my head, I can't find like a use case, like a function or something that would be useful for this.
It's a good idea. I think the tools can be used also for other things, but we need to give probably some example of these tools. But for example, I'm just throwing an idea, okay, of something that I'm working on. imagine you have someone who's buying something on Shopify, and then a smart contract wallet takes 10% out of it, send it directly to an NGO wallet, that then send a report about the impact. So by itself, the process is not unique maybe for impact-related projects, but it can kind of need to be developed for impact-related project and can be duplicated for this use case, right? Of kind of distributing to an NGO and tracking, the NGO work and then reporting. I don't know if that's what's in your mind, Noe, and that's a good example, but I mean, that can be one idea.
Yeah, and there's a lot of impact-specific tools out there that people have been building. So as part of this could be the research to gather those and experiment and do best practices around, like there's tools like Kumu and a few others that are specifically built around impact kind of stuff and networking. And that whole space of impact networks and all the tools to build the community side of that and the consensus mechanisms and voting or whatever it is. There's a lot of stuff that definitely could apply here. And really looking at it from not from a purely technical thing, but from an impact focus and how do we mold the technology to serve our purpose for this rather than a more generic purpose.
And even what Sean is doing in Open Litter Map is building kind of tools for citizen science, right? Which is kind of directly related to impact somehow. So it's a good point, Simon. I mean, and I think we want the tools to be used also for other things, but we can probably think on some tools that are relevant and research and bring them together somehow. That's the idea around that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a cool idea. It was just, I like to go through this checklist of things. And one of them, is there like one specific use case that I can nail down?
I mean, citizen science tools can be somehow in the tools that is building, again, like reporting, like decentralized reporting, for example. So it's different. They can be used for other things, like they're not unique for that, or traceability tools. I mean, this is key, right? Supply chain traceability tools, or verification tools, or all of this stuff. Carbon-related tools, carbon mitigation tools. I'm just trying to think on ideas that are kind of built for this solution, can be used for others. Well, okay, that's another one. Another one which might be quite straightforward for us is cross-chain impact groups, right? I mean, that's an interesting how we actually connect with other groups, impact groups like us in other chains, and start collaborating with them. And I think that can be an interesting, right, to share ideas, to share, show the why Cardano4Climate, but at the same time collaborate with them. And that can be one. And then maybe Simon, I give it to you here now to think about the challenges we want to apply. That's maybe your take that.
I can talk about the climate change, the challenge for sure. So I've submitted that last week already and put out the tweet and created a document where everyone can comment. I'm gonna look at that and send it to you. I have it here somewhere. And yeah, on Wednesday again, I'm gonna definitely hold a breakout room about it if anyone's interested. Also from here to join in. Maybe Nori, if you want, we can do it together or again, or what do you think?
Yeah, and I also reached out to the Cardano ambassador group, and the Cardano Foundation put out that survey to see what the community cares about as challenge settings. And number one was governance. Number two was climate. So those are the two proposals that the ambassador group really wants to help and participate and get some buzz around. So climate change, the challenge. I put a link to that idea scale thing into the ambassador channels. So hopefully people will start to want to raise their hands and participate. And it was raised to the attention of the Cardano Foundation for that. as well. And I know they voted for it last time, so it's nice to just have it back in front of them again, and maybe even get a little bit of collaboration around that.
Okay. Do we want to make another challenge this time? Like we tried it last time, I think. What was the idea? Like to make a Cardano for Impact challenge and bring together, you know, Cardano for seniors and Cardano for women and other impact groups, and kind of have a challenge together. We can probably bring the developers, the bridge builder, the ambassador, and kind of try and make a challenge when everyone kind of taking part of. That makes sense?
Yeah, I think it's worth at least dropping something in, maybe looking at what's currently there. There may be something that's closely aligned that we could merge with or partner with. I don't know if any of George's categories actually matches impact per se. I haven't looked really closely, but one of them might. And he seems open to collaboration as well.
Yeah. No, including impact as part of the different segments, but not as a segment per se.
Mm-hmm.
Does Cardano4Climate have a stake pool or thoughts of a stake pool?
We have been planning to start one, and we've talked about it. We didn't pull the trigger on that last time for last fund, but we're thinking about it now, just because looking at the success of Swarm and their staking from Cardano Foundation, it does generate a certain amount of independence from Catalyst. Not totally, but enough that you can run hubs and have some funds for bounties and things. So that is something we're definitely considering this time. The key challenge is coming up with the initial fees and funds and pledges and registration fees and stuff.
Right. And how much have you estimated that to be, and how would it be run with AWS, bare metal, Raspberry Pi?
Yeah, the standard community SPO stuff is you need 500 ADA to register. So that's just kind of a flat fee, and that's nice with ADA so cheap. And then you need a minimum pledge. You can pledge a little bit, but most community pools are starting at 3,000 ADA as a pledge. So the total upfront cost is 3,500 ADA to launch a stake pool. And then there's a number of options of different SPO providers who provide stake pool as a service. So they're basically just the hardware and the running of the thing, and then the community project kind of runs the pool as their pool, but they don't actually do the technical side of things.
So there's no investment from C4C for the pool itself, other than the upfront and the 501 ADA, whatever it is. And then what about when you the C4C decides to do an ISPO or launch its own token?
Yeah, that might not even be totally connected to the stake pool itself. A token is a separate thing. It could be used to do stuff. And the nice thing about stake pools is you could have like two stake pools, one that's kind of a general stake pool that anybody can delegate to, and then another one that's the margin is set to 100%. And it's the intent of that is anybody who really wants to contribute can stake there. They won't get any rewards from it, but all the rewards will go to the charity, in this case, C4C. So there are a lot of interesting models that we could experiment with and use the blockchain fundamentals to help run things and get us a little bit more independent from Catalyst funding every time. Yeah.
So you're talking about a $3,500 ask, essentially, in order to set up a stake pool operation.
Yeah, actually, half of that today with ADA at 49 cents. It's like $1,500 US.
Okay. Is that something to put in this Fund 9?
Possibly. I always feel weird about asking the Treasury for funds to fund a stake pool. That seems a little weird, but others, I guess, have done it. I don't know if they were successful.
Yeah, just
For a stake pool to then be operational and to survive, because I speak to a few stake pool operators and they talk about their challenges of actually having enough stakers there, basically enough people staking. So what's the sort of, I mean, if you're only pledging 3,000 and you've spent the other 500 just in registration, how many million or 100,000, how much do you need just to keep it sort of competitive?
So that's the hard part. Setting up a pool, running it, that's the easy part. The delegation is the hard part. So we'd have to get out there and really market and attract delegation. And you need about 1 million ADA staked to have a 50-50 chance of minting a block every epoch. And if you're below that rate, you're not going to consistently mint blocks. And you probably need to get at the 2 to 4 million delegated range to consistently mint blocks. If you can get Cardano Foundation delegation, they delegate 15 million at a time to pools. IOG delegates, I think, 4 to 5 million per pool. So either of those delegation wins would make a stake pool kind of viable for the period of delegation. But once that delegation goes away, then you're back to the same problem. So really you want to get citizens involved in delegating to help the cause. And that's the hard part, is how do you get the message out and how do you get that support?
Right. Well, that's why I mentioned the ISPO. If the foundation is looking favorably at climate right now, it may be a good time to set up a stake pool and ask for their, their temporary donation, so to speak. But if you do that and then come out with a token with an ISPO, you would attract community and also really make yourself more independent from Catalyst because of the funds from the ISPO, and possibly be able to open up to do other programs. It's something we were looking at it in Proud Dirt Farmer and again in Seniors for Cardano to do to gain independency and self-sustainability.
Yeah, and there's one more wrinkle to throw in, is neither IOG nor the foundation delegate to pools that have not yet minted a block, because that's the proof that it's set up and working properly. And so that's why in Fund 7 I had a proposal in there about SPOs supporting community projects, because there's still a lot of struggling SPOs out there who have minted 1 or 2 blocks but not consistently, and then there's community projects that need stake pools, and should be bringing these two together. And that's kind of what we've been kind of working on in the background. And so we're coming up with SPO standards and how do we vet that they're doing the right thing, and if they are open to combining with communities that can attract that delegation, and then that partnership might be really beneficial to both sides.
And one idea around that was, do we need to do an SPO, or should we actually provide some kind of services, community services to SPO, like find projects that evaluate the carbon footprint of SPO, or promotional for sustainable SPO? Or like, should we offer services as a community, or should we have our own SPO? That's just a thought. Or should we do both, right? I mean, but apparently, if we have our own SPO, I mean, yeah, it can be a great source of funding without the need to apply to Catalyst.
Yeah.
So
we ought to mint that first block. And
yeah. Okay, Newman, I don't know how we are doing on time. I mean, we're basically a quarter hour to the top of the hour. We're at 8:45. We've been here for 45 minutes. We've talked about the Eastern Town Hall with Dylan, and we talked about the proposals.
We talked about some brainstorming for new proposals and shared the Miro board. And
just one remark about the proposal. Everyone that wants to jump in and do one of them, just jump in. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, wherever we can. I mean, when I can, I just jump in and do one. So if anyone can jump in and do any, or interested to do any one of them, just let us know. Maybe you can write the name next to the Miro, who is doing what. And yeah, just.
I put a link to the Google Drive in chat. So just drop create a new doc there. There's already one for C4C Africa and C4C DREP.
Okay.
There's a template there you can copy.
And just use the C4C Africa as a template.
But there's one above it, template
yeah.
Fund9. I don't know who put that. I copied that for the DREP one. I haven't actually looked at the.
One thing that we can note to the gang is that we did redo the Google Drive, Simon and I, or with your help, Nori, with everyone's help, and yeah, let us know how it's going for you.
Yeah. Should we use the last 10 minutes to plan tomorrow?
Great idea.
Before that, did you want to talk about possibly the carbon one? I'm just going to have to go soon. I've got to get up in like 4 hours.
Well, let's touch base because I want to have like a nice, good conversation with you. So I'll catch you up with you, later on. Yeah. I will bring it up at the meeting, and I'll do some async type of work with it. So I'll and if you come up with ideas, or if you just want to sort of share some of your thoughts on, feel free to jot them down, or wait until we have a combo.
Yeah, okay. I spoke to my team quickly about it, just discuss how in depth it would be. So yeah, I mean, we can just talk about what we can do with carbon sequestration, how we would rate it. It's a lot easier to sort of get the actual numbers through the algae farm because we have the inputs and outputs rather than I've done some work on sequestration of trees, and it's very complicated. Different types of trees, different sizes, different amount of time, degradation, things like that. While we literally have an input output. But then, yeah, it goes through the cycle of how deep you want to go, and looking at how like it would be modeled ESG wise, things like that. But I can, I just now have to get that sort of stuff together. When is that? Sorry, I'll just get that and then I'll take off and let you guys.
The tentative date is, it's either going to be the 21st or the 28th of July.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just need to jot things down because I've got so much work on at the moment.
Certainly.
Right.
Take it easy.
I might take off, guys.
Yep. Thank you, Dylan.
I'll hopefully be in tomorrow night, but I can't promise it.
That's fine. That's fine. You're a champ. Thanks for showing up. Yeah. See you later.
Thanks, Dylan.
See everyone.
Bye. Just to summarize that, Dylan and I have been working about, I see him as as one of our carbon sort of central people. And for this thematic event coming up in July, I want him to sort of set, I don't know, just to set the tone. I think that he's got a great idea and he's very, so that event will happen either on the 21st or the 28th. I'm actively recruiting folks to become a team member and fulfill a role in the event process, all the while building a template for future events. So yeah, we're going, I feel really good and confident about the next two events, the carbon event and the Impact Fest event that goes on August 11th.
Great.
All right.
I have two small things before we finish. One, I came up with I think if there is, for next fund, we need to add tags to the proposal process, like Cardano4Climate tag. So then if we do that, then it's easy for us to actually just scan the database for all Cardano4Climate proposals, for all impact-related proposals, right? instead of just calling for them, we can somehow scan it automatically. And for this fund, what we can do, I asked to include this fund now, but they said it will be too complex in the process, and we don't want problem with ID scale. But we might be able to look for a tag, available tag that exists already, and somehow close to what we do, and just ask all the proposals to put it in. And this way we'll have a tag that we can scan, and then we will basically all get all the impact proposals together. So just an idea. I don't know if it was, because after the proposal process, we know who is funded, we can then scan the database and automatically get all the funded proposal related to climate change. That makes sense? So that's something that I think is cool. So I will look for a tag, and if I find one, I will suggest it, and then let's promote everyone to use this tag in their proposal.
Great idea, Jorn.
Okay, so that's one. Another small admin before we go tomorrow, we need to write the end of month report, right, on the 24th. So if they're normally, me or Nori would just do it in the last minute. If someone wants to jump in and do it, otherwise I will do it, or I can teach you how to do it. Anyone? It's very simple, but it's still always it's still in the head, right? It's not complicated, but still someone has to do it. So anyway, if someone afterwards wants to do it, just reach out to me and we do it. Otherwise, I'll just do it. Okay, that's another thing that yeah, we need to do before the 24th, basically. I'm done. Speak about tomorrow.
What are we doing tomorrow?
Well, I'm gonna hold the challenge breakout room for sure. I can also talk a few minutes about it.
I saw there's someone that wanted to present tomorrow, right? There was in the main, there was done, right? Let me see.
Yep, there is somebody, and I think Melanie.
Dansky, yeah, Dansky wants to present tomorrow. Yeah, he will come tomorrow. I mean, so yeah, it's great. If someone wants to present his proposal, I think that's great. And either if many people, we can start in the meeting and say, okay, who wants to present today their proposal, right, and get feedback. And then if there are many, then we can split it to breakout rooms. If there's only few, we can let them basically present. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then go to breakout room after and work on the challenge and work on the.
I'm pulling up the slides for that.
Good.
Tomorrow's event, and we'll just build them right now. And is it a project? Is it? I don't think it's an area. How do I even get? I think it's an area of focus. Oh, I'm going to share my screen. I'm sharing my screen. I can do that now because I have a new computer. Oh yeah, but I don't exactly know how to do it. I think it's this one. You guys can see all of my stuff. That's pretty awesome. And let's see. Can you see my screen? Ah.
Yeah.
Now we can see. Maybe.
Now we can see it. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Thank you for sticking with me while I've learned to operate all this. And weekly events. No. And meetings. Weekly meetings. Weekly community meeting. Weekly. I think that's where we are. We're in the core meeting. That's okay. Yeah. These are all ours. And is there a template? You guys are getting some user design here. Oh, here's a template down at the bottom. And that's the core template. Here is the weekly meetup template. So I bring that open. Look at my fast computer pulling this thing down super nice. I'm just talking myself through it. I'm going to make a copy, entire presentation. I'm sorry if this is boring. And I'm going to put in the date, which I have a little cool hotkey, today's date for the file, and it pops it in there. Oh, and it's tomorrow, the 22nd. And where do I put this weekly community meeting? In the same folder, share it with the same people. Do I have to tick that off? Share it with the same people? It seems like it should always be shared. Oh, no, I bet it doesn't because yeah. Anyway, okay, there. Copy comments. No. And make a copy. So bing bong boom. Here's some notes. Links to share during the meeting. Okay, and then this is the main thing. Okay, everything comes in, and then agenda. Okay, here we go. Now, invite, welcome, of course. And invite presenters. Who wants to present? Who wants to present? And then we've got down here breakout rooms. And we know that there is going to be a challenge, the challenge. With Simon, SEO Man. And we definitely are having a presenter. Dansky. And
Yeah.
I would like to say something to the general meeting about the events upcoming, or welcome an admin right up here. It could just be put into admin, or what do you think? Events. I'll just put it here, and we'll go Newman. And
Yeah, we're going also to have CNGO going to go there also. They're going to come tomorrow, I think. Rafael that you spoke with.
Yeah, he's great. They're really good.
So they can present as well tomorrow, maybe, if they want.
I can ask him. I bet they could,
Yeah.
And
yeah, they look great.
Admin. Wait a minute. Oh, what about should we go through with presenting this idea of a proposal exam week office hour, opening up a Zoom room and inviting people to come and work on proposals together? Just general work.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, the timing there is UTC or?
It's all UTC. I work in UTC.
Okay.
Man.
So,
Yeah.
so I put my name into places as well. So
okay, cool.
I think it's a great initiative. I'm happy to support. So.
Okay. Workshop office hours. Anything else? Maybe about like our proposal writing, like if people want to help with our proposal writing.
Yeah, it's going to be a breakout room, right? I mean, the challenge and then proposal support.
Yep.
C4C proposals.
Is this super teeny? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Why have I, come on now, come on. Is that better? Oop. Can you see that a little better?
Yep.
And then let's just do this while we can, just because. And the breakout room, and then proposal writing, proposal writing support. Oh yeah, more words, baby. And that's going to be Newman and Yori. Oh, Yoram. I just mixed up Nori and Yoram. I want you to know.
It's a new person. It's Yori.
Here we go. And I wouldn't mind also, yeah, and then we'll just have a general breakout room, because I wouldn't mind if someone is interested in events, I wouldn't mind sort of explaining the roles and, you know, what we've done in the past and what we're doing. The idea of the 3 events per fund, I really like. That's super awesome. General breakout.
Let's also have a breakout room for women and see if people join.
Ah.
Just to connect to the beginning of the conversation. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute. How do I write that down? You can't do that. The women over here. Come on. Geez. Okay.
Okay, but cool.
I think that's a pretty good agenda. I mean, you know, we'll do as we do, and we'll go through this. I kind of feel, I don't know, in that solstice time, I want to make some graphic stuff. So maybe I'll make some graphics. Do we feel good about that as an agenda? Oh, what other things could be in the what other things could be in the admin? Do you think?
Yeah, I would like to have a few minutes for the challenge proposal. Talk a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, introduce the breakout rooms, right?
Yeah, but also about challenge proposal in general.
And then we'll put this. That might be a good transition. The challenge proposal. And then I'm going to put that in quotes.
It might be good to, you know, tell people where this is coming from, and
yeah, to give it a bit of context, to say, okay, this is like what's happening with the challenge, you know, and bring people up, just tell the story.
Yeah, also where does the group come from? Because it all started with Melanie building this challenge proposal.
Yeah. How about I kind of like that. I mean, I come from you know, organizations where they all like say their you know, organizational document, you know, out loud in front, you know, like it's one of those things that we can do. It's just like, hey, this is sort of our origin story. It might even be like kind of like we read the this is welcome to the experiment, things may break, you know. I don't know, it seems natural. I don't know if it's, but I would love for that, something like that for C4C, you know.
I think the story here behind that process, which I like a lot, is basically kind of just do it, right? Just go and kind of start doing it. Because I mean, it's so big, climate change is so big, but okay, don't think about it, just go and do something, just go and do it, right? And that's kind of the connection, and then things will go and will come in together and things will happen.
It's sort of like Simon, our at the beginning of our collaboration, our quote, our theme or motto, it's better to mess things up than to not participate. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a great, I love it. I'm not going to get a tattoo. I might get a t-shirt, probably not, but I will write it on my mirror board.
Good.
Okay. How do we feel?
Excellent. Thank you for your energy.
Okay.
You always bring such a great energy to this call, so thank you for that.
Well, thank you for making a place for me to put it. Otherwise, it just stays in my brain and it gets really, really upsetting.
Yeah, and Tom, it's really great having you with us here and collaborating, you know, with wise and senior people. And Andre and Miro, we will get the account in one day. Thank you for being there for us. And and thank you, obviously, Simon and Nori and Dylan for jumping on board, and Tyler is here, and Elias is here. How are you, Elias? I mean, we didn't see you here. How are you, sir?
Hi, thank you. Yeah, I was a bit busy, so sorry if I haven't jumped down earlier. Yeah, nice to be here.
Yeah, so I mean, Dylan was here. We were speaking about Cardano4Climate in Asia as well, which is going to start kind of opening, and you will work with Afia and with other people in making it happen in Africa.
Yeah,
So,
I was in the annual meeting for Catalyst Africa Townhall yesterday, and we talked about the proposition for climate for Cardano4Climate to make a proposal for Africa, and it's good. They are happy for that, and we are open to have something, yeah, to add something to the documents that you have sent, Yura. So
okay.
it's a good idea. Maybe in the next, if you want to have to present Cardano4Climate in the next African Town Hall, it will be good.
Yeah.
Also, and to present this initiative.
That will be great, but maybe you present it, not me.
Yeah, I can do it.
I'm happy to join you. We can join you 3 people, but present it and then say what we are planning to do in Africa. And
Yeah, with pleasure,
I mean, you are part of the team, so I mean.
Thank you. I will be facilitating the next meeting, so I will do that. I will,
Okay.
I will just send a message to the team to add this to the agenda, and if it's okay, I will do it with pleasure.
Perfect. So what we need really from you, if you are okay with the proposal, I mean, just add whatever you think to change in the proposal. Add your name as kind of and then Afia also I think is interested, and then yeah, let's just do it. Let's just write the proposal. Then we are going to post it and make sure that it makes sense for you, whatever we put there, and let's do it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so I'm waiting. So you have the link for the proposal. Edit whatever you want. We jump to another meeting, all of us.
Okay.
Not all of us, but I need to jump as well. Elias, I'm very excited to get you more involved. I mean, you always wanted to get involved, and yeah, you can bring so many with
the doc, and I will send you a message.
Perfect. And you're education driven and you are impact driven, and it's really great to have you on board.
Elias, I'm interested to thank you. I'm curious to get to know you better. Yeah, and welcome. I'm going to end the recording now. Thank you for listening. Anyone out there listening. Bye-bye.